Welcome back. Today we will discuss the effective ways for communication and collaborations with families. Again, the lecture just provides the overview of the chapter, so please read the chapter after or before the lecture. This is the objective for today. We will mainly talk about purposes and benefits of collaborations and describe ways to demonstrate collaborative attributes. Well, historically, parents' input was not considered as an important resource, and parents' participation in school and school activity were not highly valued. It was because an underlying theory that if a child was not typical, then the parents would also have issues that only more professionals could solve. But in the 1980s, the family-centered approach became more prevalent and dominant, so collaboration and communication increased and improved. And after that, the collaboration and communication move the family and professional partnership more toward one of collective empowerment. Family and professional partnership are the key elements of special education, and these partnerships are the strategy to provide effective educational strategy for students with disability now. So teachers and family want to communicate to share child information, identify and achieve educational goals together, make requests and solve some problem together. And the benefits of collaboration through the effective communications are the first, the mutual support. The professionals and parents can work together to benefit the child and to support the student's learning. Well, effective communications and collaboration do not just happen. Effective collaboration need effort from both sides, like parents and teachers. And effective collaborations require equality, trust, respect, and the use of appropriate styles of communication. Parents and teachers should find an effective way and skills to negotiate cultural differences, meaning the difference between teachers and families' culture. In terms of the style of communication, the style can affect collaboration between school personnel and family members. Many researchers identified that generally there are three types of communications. The first one is the one-way communication to convey information. The second one is directional, person-to-person communication, but it's still to inform and instruct others. And the third one is transactional, two-way person-to-person communication to exchange information and collaborate. Although transactional is the most ideal type of collaboration, educator must be familiar with the various styles of communication, so distinctively use most appropriate styles of communication to meet specific situations and specific communication desired at that moment. There are always barriers when teachers and parents want to collaborate because each person, like teacher and parents, bring different culture and communication style. School personnel can avoid these barriers to collaboration by engaging in a specific behavior. In page 69, table 4.1 describes the effective collaborative approach, do and don'ts. Well, the most important lesson I found from the table are teachers need to use descriptive messages rather than evaluative ones. This is sometimes very difficult for teachers who experience the students' behavior at school very closely and who knows students' academic and diagnostic background, but teacher must avoid personal interpretation when communicating with parents and family. Also, teacher needs to keep equal attitude so parents can have an opportunity to share their own information and knowledge with teachers. Meanwhile, teacher can use an empathetic approach, meaning teacher needs to express themselves that they understand families and child's situation and condition. As a partnership is established based on person-to-person relationship, parents need to feel that they are getting enough support from school, like emotionally and academically. We do communicate every day, but we do not pay attention much to skills we use when we communicate, right? It's true. As a professional, you should evaluate your skill and identify areas in needs of improvements to work effectively with parents and families of students with disability. Educators should master foundations of good communications, including active listening, nonverbal communication, and verbal language. Active listening is an important communication skill for a special educator. Using various nonverbal communication skills like facial expression, physical indications such as body movement and touch will support this active learning. You can indicate that you're actively listening to them using this nonverbal communication. Verbal language are the strongest tool for effective communication, but in order to avoid some possible miscommunications, you can use several techniques like reflecting, clarifying, summarizing, giving, and receiving feedbacks. Even when educators and parents effectively work together to plan a child's education or to address problems, conflict always can occur. Well, conflict in education is unavoidable and neither good nor bad. Conflict can be resolved through the applications of specific skills like negotiating and effectively using management styles. Sometimes you can avoid, sometimes accommodate, sometimes compromise. You should use those techniques flexibly. Well, take a look at pages 84 to 86 to see the good examples of these. When working with children with disability, unexpected problems are bound to arise. For example, parents' insurance cannot support the child's therapy anymore, and the parents want to talk about this problem with you. Then when problem solving, educators should avoid emotional responses or interpretation and rely on a step-by-step process like identifying the problem, generating potential solutions, evaluating the potential solutions, implementing the selected solution with parents together, and then evaluating the result of the solution.